Kal Halalim La Yahweh Bahasham Shal Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash, which is ancient Paleo Hebrew for all praises to Yahweh, the Heavenly Father's only name, name of his son Yahweh Shai, his son's only name. Alright. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone and salutation to the sincere Akim that's pushing the scriptures and to understand in the true wisdom to understand these holy scriptures. Alright. I say to Wadi how Bashim Yoshai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I pray that it's edifying to who may receive it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Alright, this is our brother Yawasab from GMS Guyana. Just skillfully adding to a lesson that Elder Apostle Tahara brought up. You know, with this little baby girl who looks like an Edomite. But through the spirit, we can see that she's an Israelite. All right, you can find this video on TikTok or YouTube. You just gotta type in "little girl sings Drake rap song, burying the money in the grave" or something like that. All right, but you know, this lesson is not about that. This lesson is about how Israel is scattered across the world. All right, and the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Amerindians, or natives. All right, but also there's Israelites that look like the heathens, that look like the so-called white man, the so-called Chinese, the so-called Hamites, Arabs, etc. All right, because Israel has been through 17 captivities, 17 times we've been enslaved. Slack about that. 17 times we've been enslaved by the other nations. There is 18 nations on the earth, and Israel being one of them would be Israel being one of them. That's a total of 18 with the 17. And you know, and part of war and slavery is that our women would be taken from us, and Israel would eventually take heathen women as well if we conquer a nation. All right, if we conquer a nation. And even King Solomon, he had heathen concubines. All right, well, only heathens could be concubines. But anyway, if you watch this video with this young girl, she's you know, she really sings the lyrics with flavor and salt. And you know children are receptive to learn things, but the way she did, where would she have seen this? Either in the rap videos and so forth. I don't know if she's seen the rap videos, but generally Jake can't, what's the word, you can't hide who you are. You can't hide who you're made to be. All right. If the Most High made you an Israelite, there's no way you can change that. If the Most High made you a heathen, there's no way you can change that. The Most High made a dog. He's going to wake up in the morning and say, no, I'm not a dog today. I'm a vicious-ass koala bear. All right? No, he's going to be a dog, thus say the Lord. All right? So let's get a precept. And the name of this lesson is Lively Stones. But let's start off with Matthew chapter 5 verse 13. It says, "Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men." All right? It is then to be cast out and to trodden under foot. So Israel ain't gonna lose its salt. All right? Most High said that He's not set this love upon us because we are big in number, but because we are few in number. All right. When Israel came out to Egypt, the scripture said the Most High marveled at us. You know. So you can't change who you are. You can't change what the Most High made you to be. All right. So if you go down a bit more, it says, "Ye are the light of the world, and a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." So we are the light of the world. All right. If you look at if you look at all the famous people that came up out of Babylon the Great and the other parts of the world, you know, they were Israelites. In the Caribbean, there's Bob Marley, you know, there's other famous Israelites that leave a real, for lack of a better word, a legacy, a current on this side, a worldly legacy, right? That resonates. And Esau capitalized on their death because Esau know the essence of Jake is without question, right? The salt of Jake, you know. And, you know, there are going to be people out there who don't understand, and it's not for them. It's not for them, all right? And let me get this precept through the Spirit. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. So the Most High, whatever the Most High set, it shall be forever. It shall be like that, and you can't change it. Again, you cannot change it. We don't have free will, as the world would have taught us, or taught us. But the Most High, you know, enlighten us, we that are called towards His purpose and His marvelous light. I read back it, Ecclesiastes 3 and 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor nothing taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before Him. All right. So the Most High created Israel with the salt to be creative, and the reason for that being is that as the Most High set the difference, as he made known in Exodus, Most High set the difference. Right? There's always levels to everything that the Most High created. He being the highest, and Esau, Edom being the lowest. You know, and there's nothing we can do about it because He created everything for His pleasure. It says so in Revelation. You know, it says so in Proverbs. It says so throughout the scriptures, and you know, people really believe because. Let me get us out of precept. Let's see here. Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Yeah, so because the Most High haven't executed judgment on them for the evil that they've done, they really believe that they have free will. They start believing that there's no God, and you know, things just happen and so forth. But the Most High is dread and terrible. All right, the Most High is dread and terrible. He's the type of power. He's gonna wait, and he got His own plans, and it's gonna align so perfectly that is satisfaction of correcting and fixing the world back into place. Is gonna. Yo, the domino effect of the Most High plan is beyond our understanding, yo. Who could know the counsel of the Most High, eh? Alright? So, let me get a set of precept. This is in Exodus, right? Pertaining to, you know, Israel. Let me see. Let me start from 13, right? It's Exodus chapter 1, verse 13. It says, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field, and all their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives. You know what? I'm gonna read up a bit more. I'll read from 7. It says, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased, right? Abundantly and multiplied, right? And waxed exceeding and mighty, and the land was filled with them. You see, the children of Israel increased and multiplied in spite of all the rigorous judgment that not rigorous judgment, rigorous enslavement that these Egyptians were putting on us. And it says, now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto the people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we. Come, let us deal wisely with them. You see, the scripture referred to America as spiritually Sodom and Egypt. All right. So who's gonna be mightier than them in this time? Israel, 2/3 of Israel, showing forth their salt, their light and whatnot. But the elect is gonna show forth the true salt and true light that Yahweh Shemeshah is looking for, because they're looking for carnal glory, a corruptible crown. All right. It says, and said unto the people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mightier than we. Verse 10, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, and they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses, all right, which cities still stand to this day. Well, the monumental pyramids of Giza and whatnot, right? That they still can't figure out who built. The Israelites build the White House. The Israelites build so many things, all right? There was this video that Elder Yashawamba had brought out, how the Israelites created the computers and the chips and stuff, dealing with NASA, certain medicine, and so many symbolic things that is being used today in today's society, quote and unquote. All right. It says, but the more they afflicted them, verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Yeah, that's what happened to Esau. They hate us. They hate us, right? And the Egyptians are, like, for example, remember the video with that the Edomite boy that bought a Jordan sneakers and shot with a shotgun. It's like, really? I mean, it's a dumbass 2/3 nigga would probably trip over that shit, but I don't think nobody would trip over you. That's your money. That's your loss. Whatever. Anyway, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field, and all their service wherein they made them serve with rigor. All right. It says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, which the name of the one was Shiphrah, the name of the other was Puah, and he said, when do ye the office of the midwife? When ye do the office of the midwife Hebrew, and see them upon stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but if he be a daughter, then ye shall live. Then she shall live. But the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And this is the point coming up, right? It says, and the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto the Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian women, for they are lively. All right, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. So let me get that word lively. Let's fire right there. Another precept. It's right here waiting. Was it 18? For they are lively, verse 19. And that's H 24:22, and that's kaya. All right, it says vigorously, lively, having the vigor of life. Yeah, they were, they bring forth the salt. You were entertaining, making them laugh, and showing them different things in craft and whatnot, you know. Let me go to this here, and that's chaya again. It says to live, have life, remain alive, sustain. H24:21. This is the root, right? Sustain life, live prosperously, live forever, be. It's like you live forever, be quickened, be alive, be restored to life or health, right? To live, to have life, to continue in life, to remain in life, sustain, revive, quickness, sickness, discouragement. It says preserve, alive, to give life, and so forth, so forth. All right. Let me go to this next precept. Whoops. Wrong thing. Click. Let me get it. Is it First Peter? First Peter chapter 2 verse 5. All right. It says, "Ye also." Let's read from one of them. It says First Peter chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "Wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings." All right, and that's the lively that the elect men, women, and children elected to be saved, you know, will do. Right, that will make them alive also with the salt. Right, because in this kingdom, we'll need to, you know, trust in Yahweh that He will bring forth our salt to survive and do certain things. Like for example, when we have feast days, you know, brothers would show forth the different talents in cooking and whatnot. You know, other brothers would entertain brothers in lively conversation. You know, like how a brother would bring other precepts and so forth. You know, the Most High is so merciful and great, yo. So let me see. It says, it says, "And hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that Yahweh is gracious. If so be ye have tasted that Yahweh is gracious, to whom coming as a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious." Yeah, because our liveliness and salt, you know, is spiritual now, and this world is carnal. So they won't understand, and you know, we will be disallowed, just as Yahweh Shai. He's speaking about Yahweh Shai in this verse, because it goes on to speak to you know, the men and women they were writing the letter to. So we go down to verse 5. It says, "Ye also are lively stones, are built up in a spiritual house, and holy priesthood." See, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices, and acceptable to the Most High. Yeah, acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai and Mashiach, but not acceptable to this world. So if you go into the word lively for here on it, ziao, or zao, whatever. Right, it's G2198. It says their definition: to live, breathe, be among living, not lifeless, not dead. Enjoy real life. You understand? Bringing forth. You know, people be asking, "What's really you believe? What really you do?" And you bring forth counsel and subtlety. All right, and they try to figure out who you are. That's that liveliness. That's that salt. So that little girl, she was you know, showing forth what she was made to do. All right, another precept just come to mind. True spirit out. Let me see. It's been a while I've been to this precept. Yeah, Jeremiah 13:23 says, "Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil." Yeah. So, in other words, Israel cannot change who they are, as an Ethiopian can't change his skin, or as a leopard can't change his spot. All right, it shows the variance of the heathen and an animal. All right. So that's pretty much about it. So just want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. A salutation to the sincere Akim that's pushing the truth of the Holy Scriptures in fear and sincerity and truth. And Shalom Akim, stay up, stay strong until another time.